On the spot news media, we got the latest news. We don't care about the views, we just representing right. Put local news internationally every night. On the spot, wave that Jamaican flag from left to right. Let's get it right, y'all know the type. We ain't dealing with the hype, we make it take flight.
Yeah man, my viewers and subscribers, what Guan. A blessed and wonderful Sunday morning to each and every person out there tuning into On The Spot News Media. Now my peeps, I don't know how we do it over on this side each and every morning. We have to give thanks and praise to the Most High Creator for the preservation of life, because life is indeed the greatest. So in the morning, my peeps, I have a few stories to share with you, the regular members of Chan Public and also members of the diaspora. So please like the video, share the video, watch the entire vlog so you can get a full understanding and a better appreciation of everything we are going in a Jamaica. So watch your snow, my peeps, in the morning here to the name Sunday, the day when some of the regular ones and ones them out there traverse the church. So whilst doing so, my peeps, please remember On The Spot News Media's loyal viewers and subscribers in your immediate prayers. You definitely see how Jamaica run right and I say no for sure. So we need that now more than ever. And in the morning, you don't know, say today are the official red rice and roaster day. Yeah man, me I tell you. So to all of the regular ones and ones them out there in the kitchen I deal with the finger licking chicken or whatsoever meat kind you decide to prepare for you and the family today. Blessings on this blessed and wonderful Sunday. And to everyone else out there who is just traversing these streets, going about your regular business from Moran Point to Negril Point. As always, my peeps, safe travel, pan the gravel, and continuously look out on the corner yai Kazwa. The old dirty corner boy them always out there. Alerts. Yeah man. So watch your snow. We're gonna kick it off with an update. An update from yesterday morning's story where a Spanish Town-based so-called music producer / violence producer who was on bail for a 2021 fatal knockings and clappings of a man identified as Troy Beckford. He was on bail for that particular matter and now has found himself again in the custody of the police as a firearm was taken from him whilst he was visiting in Montego Bay, St. James. So the Spanish Town-based music producer has since been identified as 28-year-old Shaquille Hudson, said to be of a French street address in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. Now what really happened is that he might play sideman role. And it is sad to say that many of these women who many would see as successful women living a good life because she's married, successful, have her own business, drive a decent car, or is in some sort of position in society. They see them as this perfect type of woman and not knowing that many of these women also are Krasmites in suits that seek the love and attention of the old dirty corner boy them. So what had taken place is that he traveled to Montego Bay, St. James with a female who is married to a man who have connections. So it is said that the husband suspected that she was sleeping with this criminal element, Shaquille Hudson. So they traveled to Montego Bay together and also in the company of another female friend of hers. So it is said that she went to have a high-profile meeting at the convention center in Mobay, St. James. So Shaquille dropped her off in her X6 motor vehicle and went to the area that he was caught by the police That's along Market Street. To just chill and bill, pass some time whilst she a do her thing, and him and her friend just go and parring at the streets. It is said that him pull up at a certain location. There they are go and all her vibes. I don't know I go and easy himself, cause he must slap up a general wife. So boom, the husband trail the vehicle and find out where the vehicle is. And in his own little jealous way, made calls to the police and stated that the vehicle had been stolen. So that would have prompted the police now to go recover the stolen vehicle. So the police went to the location that the husband gave them because he was the one that was tracking the vehicle. So the police went to the location where the vehicle was and saw the vehicle and approached the so-called Spanish Town-based music producer Shaquille Hudson and stated that they got reports that the vehicle was stolen. Now, the police, with close observation, saw that he had a bulge in his waistband. The police immediately grabbed on to his waist and disarmed him of the firearm and asked him thereafter if he have a license to carry this firearm. He replied no. Hence the reason why he was arrested and charged. There was no loud nothing, no big hurrah, no box down, no kick down never go on. In fact, the regular members of Chan Public was rather surprised at the level of professionalism displayed by the police. Because they are saying that them expect saying they gonna get some lick and kick and kin. But fortunately, the police displayed a level of professionalism in his arrest. So they informed him of his rights, handcuffed him, and placed him in a marked service vehicle, by then which some response team, the bike police officers, would have gotten there already and further assisted in the arresting process. So I just want to give a shout out to the team of police that went to Market Street and arrest that criminal element, Shaquille Hudson, for their level of professionalism, and the regular members of Jan Public who observed the whole arrest are applauding you for your level of professionalism. So keep it up, and kudos to you for taking off another so-called producer of our nation street. Yeah, man. Saying away, make we continue. Now, the first thing that we're going to talk about in this morning's set of stories is that them two strap here presently on your screen is now off the streets and 3 men are presently behind bars. So the swift action by the Kingston Central Police, with the aid of the support of the Police Emergency Control Center, that's the PECC, and the National Strategic Anti-Gang Division, that's the NSAD, and the Major Organized Crime and Anti-Corruption Agency, that's MOCA, has led to the arrest of 3 men in connection with several crimes, including big people napping and the aggravated robbery of 2 women in Harbour in Kingston on Tuesday, April 8th. The 2 women were taken against their will after entering a taxi on their way to work. It is stated that the men then brandished firearms and robbed the victims of their cell phones and undetermined sum of cash and bank cards. It is said that the women were then released in Prembekal in St. Andrew, where they were rescued by members from the St. Andrew South Police Division. So following a report, the NSAD detectives launched an investigation. Their inquiries identified a Toyota Probox motor vehicle. The vehicle believed to be the one used in the crime, and further intelligence work would lead to the vehicle's positive identification. So on Thursday, April 10th, the Kingston Central Police intercepted the said vehicle in the East Parade area of downtown Kingston and apprehended 3 males. They were still on the prowl in search of other unsuspecting victims. So the police intercepted the vehicle as I stated, and a search of the suspect's property was carried out, and also a search of the vehicle was carried out by the Caribbean Search Center, which uncovered several items, including the 2 firearms presently on your screen, which is one black Glock pistol, a Glock 19 pistol with a magazine containing 15 live 9mm rounds. The other firearm is said to be a Taurus G2C pistol with a magazine containing 12 live 9mm rounds. Also found in the vehicle is one 7.62 round of ammunition, so you know said that belonged to a AK round of one part. An extended magazine with 27 rounds of ammunition, and I would guess that that magazine would fit the Glock pistol. 2 imitation firearms was also seized in the vehicle, clothing matching the description of the incident with the 2 females, and 1 grey ski mask. The 3 men are now facing serious charges of the big woman napping 2 counts, aggravated robbery 2 counts, possession of prohibited weapons 2 counts, and unauthorized possession of ammunition. Their identities is presently being withheld by the police pending further investigations. So right there and then, my peeps, another decent spot of work again by the squaddy them. Yeah, man. Now over there in the troubled, war-torn, crime-riddled St. Catherine South Police Division. On Friday night, the swift action of the St. Andrews South Police led to the arrest of 2 men who allegedly robbed a woman at gunpoint of cash and other possessions. The police stated that they seized a homemade shotgun and a motor car from the suspects. So reports reaching on the Spot News Media would suggest that sometime around 11:45 p.m., a woman was in the 7th East area of Greater Portmore when she was held up by the criminal elements and robbed. They reportedly drove away in a Nissan motor car bearing a public passenger vehicle PPV registration plates. It is also stated that the matter was reported to the police and the car was intercepted along Port Henderson Road in Portmore. The men, who are in their 40s, said to be one 40-year-old and the other 45-year-old, are being held on suspicion of robbery with aggravation and possession of a prohibited weapon. The Portmore Criminal Investigation Branch has launched a probe into that particular matter. So again, another decent spot of work again by the squaddy them. Yeah, man. Now over there in the troubled, war-torn, crime-riddled St. Catherine North Police Division. The St. Catherine North Police are investigating the loss of life of a man whose body was found in the community of Demshapen in Spanish Town, St. Catherine on Friday. The deceased man has since been identified as 23-year-old laborer Jahoi McDermott. He is said to be of a Spanish Town, St. Catherine address. It is reported to On The Spot News Media that passers-by reportedly stumbled upon the body sometime around 6:10 a.m. in the vicinity of the Demshapen Early Childhood Center. It is said that the passers-by then summoned the police. Upon the arrival of the police observed what appears to be some whole heap of canopoons all over the upper body and head. The Spanish Town Criminal Investigation Branch is presently conducting their investigation. But On The Spot News Media was reliably informed that the man in question is said to be originally from the Central Village community, and his fatal knockings and clappings just may be a direct result of the continuation of the gang conflict happening in Central Village in the St. Catherine South Police Division between the criminal gangs, the Uppity Nopity gang, Elbow gang, Zion Lane, Browns Lane gang. So that war there may just be the determining factor why he lost his life, because the deceased man is also the brother of Shaquille Batik, otherwise known as Slick in high streets, who is aligned to the notorious Zion Lane and Brown Lane gangs, and was also involved in the triple fatal knockings and clappings at Kajon Kana in a Central Village in March 12 of 2024. So a whole heap of things are going on because his family well mixed up. In fact, even his mother did get caught up in a march last year in Central Village. So a whole heap of determining factors we could have talked about if we say, boy, probably at this or probably at that, make him end up losing 3 points. And additionally, his father have a furniture shop in a dem shop pen, and him and some criminal elements are presently at odds over extortion money. So I can't catch Quack or catch him short type of situation reach him also. So a whole heap of things, whole heap of fingers can point in different directions. But one thing for sure, this brother here is no more. Boy, may I tell you, it's rough. So the next thing that we're going to talk about, my peeps, the Manchester business community is rather happy at this point because all active curfews in Manchester are expected to be discontinued this weekend. And this is according to the sub-officer in charge of the Manchester Community Safety and Security Branch, Inspector Berthlyn Lloyd. She was addressing a meeting on Thursday, a meeting addressing the Manchester Municipal Corporation. So we're going to hear from the inspector now as she weighs in on this latest decision by the Manchester Police Division. Now listen.
Having spoken to my commander before attending this meeting, he has assured me that with what is happening and if we continue to have Manchester safe and with crimes trending down this weekend, all curfews will be lifted in the Manchester for the period January 1 to April 5, 2025. Manchester Division has recorded 39 serious crimes when compared to 76 for the corresponding period for 2024. This indicates a decrease of 37 or 49%. Murders, we have a number of 4 reported for this year in comparison to 11 for the same period last year. This indicates a decrease of 7 or 64%. We are having serious issues in Mandeville where we have children loitering even very close to here in the vicinity at the gas station there, at the Baptist Church, on the compound of the Mandeville Parish Church, at Grove Court and at Ballyholy Road. We are having issues where on a daily basis the police have to be behind some students. So it has to be a collective effort on everybody's part to ensure that we protect our children.
Now the next thing that we're going to talk about, my peeps, is coming out of the troubled war-torn, crime-riddled St. James Police Division, where a man ended up losing 3 points yesterday out of Barrytown in St. James. The man throat get bust open like a goat, and then the man them take off him head in his sleep. It is said that that crime was carried out by a man that the now deceased hired to paint his house in Barrytown, St. James. So information surrounding that particular fatality is presently sketchy at the moment. But you can rest assured On the Spot News Media will get the much needed information and update you subsequently. Yeah, man. Now the last thing that we're going to talk about, my peeps, is about the criminal element known as ShabDon, the so-called music producer who produce a lot of your favorite hits where someone love Jump and Prance and Boss Be Blanc too. But then again, someone boss some real can to the same songs also. So we get to understand say some of him like a knackis and clappis them arise and show up themselves now more than ever. We are talking about a little brother where say my DJ. Them call him Shatis. Come from around a Lamillian section there so. So Shatis, your name a call up in a bangarang. So right now, if I was like you, I would have go and swing really low and stay off the radar of the police. You know, see how things and time take time a change for the betterment. And of course, as a deterrent, and forget rid of people who decide to continuously wreak havoc in our nation's streets. So Shatis, if you get yourself mixed up in a bangarang with ShabDon war, I would advise you to go and stay up on the turntables and spin your music, because if you continue, you may be dancing to a different tune very soon. So ShabDon have places like Lamillian under Feme Control, place like Ballground, Green Pan, well some sections have it, and Albion Lane under his immediate control. Capital Heights, a man like Kush and Pudu, we hear say a lock it off him. Over Ballground, we get to understand says a brother known as Big Vice. And over Albion Lane, the youth were named Andrew Clark. I did him a run it off. So Shatis, we get to understand say you have a whole heap of youths round you right now in a Lammy Lane. And right now, the thing no look so bossy at all for you. So all names that I just mentioned, I would advise you to walk away from this war, because this war is between ShabDon, faction of 6, and Squash, faction of 6. Leave it alone, because the two man them were actually a war is presently behind bars. One behind bars a yard, and one behind bars abroad. So leave the war alone. And all who can hear, most definitely will feel. And in your case and circumstances, what you may feel just may be some cold steel. Yeah, man. So anyway, remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned to On The Spot News Media as I continue to bring you fresh news and updates in subsequent newscast. On The Spot News Media. Yeah, man.